We've got a Merseyside derby to look forward to, and it looks as if Conor Bradley's going to be back, which would be
confirmed by John Gibbons' blog from the Anfield Wrap.
ITK.
I don't know if he wrote it on his blog or whether he said it on the Anfield Wrap, but yeah.
When's the press conference? When's press conference?
10 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh mate, if Slot comes out and says he's not back, honestly, I'll go to town.
But doing that reliability guard again and putting Gibbo at the bottom of his own too.
Yeah, but if that's true, obviously that'll be brilliant, because
huge, yeah.
What that means is. It's a brilliant opportunity for Conor Bradley, because
he'll love that game as well. He'll relish that.
Oh yeah, massively. He starts in the Goodison derby, doesn't he? And I know he comes off because he gets a yellow, but I thought he played pretty well. I thought he played all right. I think they bring him off because he's got a yellow, but what he needs is a run of games. And I tweeted about it, and we actually clipped a show from last week where I was talking about needing patience with him and stuff like that, because he's a young player. And a lot of people were talking about his injuries and stuff like that, which happens because he's a young player. That's part of it. But what would be brilliant for him and for the football club is that he gets a run of games now, potentially until the end of the season, because the Trent injury didn't look good. Trent's reaction to the injury when he was getting taken off didn't look good, because he looked like a man who might be thinking, this is the last time I play for Liverpool. Yeah. It's probably not that, but if Bradley's back in the team and he's playing well, like we saw, a prolonged period of time, I don't see any reason why you then take him out and bring Trent, if Trent is going to be leaving at the end of the season. I think you get Bradley the final sort of 6 weeks, you get him to be part of that, and then you look at him and go, right, he's the number one right back for next summer. Or they might say, there's been injuries here, we've got this right back that does a slightly different job to Bradley, like Frimpong or whatever. So it's a big 6 months, it's 6 weeks for him, but it's exciting. The next 6 weeks are everything you're in football for, despite what's happened over the past 3 or 4 weeks. You can get beaten in a cup final, you can get put out by a brilliant PSG side, but there's a league title to be won here, and there's some massive games. It starts with a derby on Wednesday. You've obviously got a Spurs game in there and Arsenal both at home. You get the Chelsea away game. Every game becomes momentous because Liverpool are on for a league title, and I know there's a little bit of worry around the recent blip in form. I think the international break comes at a brilliant time. Yeah. 12 points clear helps massively coming into this period, but it's Liverpool's to lose, and it would take take a massive sort of loss and drop of form beyond anything that we've seen. It'd be catastrophic. I don't see that happening. I trust this Liverpool team, and there's going to be some massive moments over the past 6 weeks. Hopefully at the end there's the cherry on top, there's the holy grail, there's the thing that we've longed for to enjoy with our mates and in our supporters clubs and within the stadium for those who are lucky enough to be there. Let's go and fucking win it, Liverpool. No passengers now in the team, no passengers in the crowd either, because they're going to need our support. There's going to be moments where Liverpool might need to dig deep, where it looks a bit difficult, like it has been over the past 3 or 4 weeks. But that's all right. That's a title race, peaks and troughs. Yeah. It's not going to be easy, but I'm back on Liverpool, Josh.
There's a chance to exercise some demons, isn't there? Like so many good points you make there, but we talk about everything that's happened over the international break. We talk about the League Cup final. Think about dropping points at Goodison in the manner that they did, and Everton getting to celebrate on the pitch and all sort of stuff. Like if you can't have 2 weeks off of this international break, when I mentioned it comes at the worst time. It obviously comes at the worst time for the narrative. I do think it comes at a good time for the players in terms of their form. You get to steam into this one now, and if you weren't motivated enough for the League Cup final, which I would argue there was complacency both in the crowd and on the pitch. Everton at home, having dropped points against them at Goodison. There's that's the best game you can possibly get yourself up for, because you don't need any sort of pinboard material in the changing rooms. You don't need any extra motivation to beat Everton at Anfield anyway, but they have extra motivation to beat Everton at Anfield because we've got a league title.
And the best thing is, it's not about revenge. It's not about Everton.
No.
Every derby I go into is about beating Everton for me, but this time it's not. It's about winning the league. You're 9 games away. If you beat Everton, you're 8. You're getting so close, because that's what this game's about. I love the Merseyside derby. I love beating Everton. The Goodison game hurt massively. It did, but this game is a massive opportunity to make a statement at a time when people want to sort of pull down Liverpool and talk about how they're only on for a league title, like as if it's not the hardest thing to win. It's fucking ridiculous. So go and win it, Liverpool. Show everyone, and you know, our revenge can be the big fucking parade that we do through this city with the Premier League title at the end of it.
YouTube, press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.